Fighting out of Sedgefield, England, please welcome Carl the Wasp Thompson. Referee when the action begins, Harvey Hara.
Round number one. White trunks for the Englishman, Carl Thompson. Black trunks from the Pole, now based here in England, David Cheklinski. And that's ruled a slip by Harvey Hara.
It looked like he hit him a couple times while he's on the ground, too.
No complaint from Thompson, no warning from Hara. We fight on. Big shots now from David Cheklinski. Cheklinski trying to time the overhand right. There's the duck under from Thompson, right hand from Carl Thompson.
And Cheklinski's got to be careful. He's spending so much energy. Oh, you can see a mouse. The eye already swollen up for Carl Thompson.
Deep swelling under Thompson's left eye with that rapidly forming mouse. More big swings from Cheklinski. The duck under from Thompson into the clinch.
And that's what Thompson should do. Tie his opponent up, wear him down, let him use all that energy, all that muscle.
You just saw the right hand landed on the exit from Carl Thompson. Thompson right hand from Thompson. Cheklinski resetting, heavy front shoulder, swing and a miss with the right hand. Cheklinski continuing to try to time that big, powerful overhand. Right, there's the left hand. 50 seconds remaining, round number one of this cruiserweight fight.
Carl Thompson, his mouth is wide open. Is he tired? Did he get hurt? He's got to be careful. He's not wasting too much energy as well.
Right hand on the exit from Cheklinski. Overhand right from Cheklinski. Cheklinski continuing to bomb that right hand. As you see to your point, Chris, Carl Thompson's mouth is wide open. Left hook from Thompson, then the exhale from Thompson. 20 seconds remaining, round one. Heavy feint from Cheklinski. Big right hand from Thompson. Right hand again. Cheklinski trying to reset as he takes that right hand from Thompson. Cheklinski lowering his stance. Another right hand, clean right hand again from Thompson after the left at it. Round number one.
And that did not look like the style of fight that Carl Thompson wanted. However, he got drawn into this brawl, and he's more than happy to oblige. He's landing a lot of hard shots. He's doing very well, but man, he's wasting a lot of energy. Both guys, you're gonna have to feel like this pace is gonna have to slow down. I mean, both guys did so much damage to the other. You have to think this next round, if they continue at that pace, I don't see how this is gonna go the distance. And if you're in the corner of Carl Thompson, I'm saying, hey, slow this pace down a little bit. Utilize your reach. Stay out. Well, you're not going to have a reach, but you're the better boxer. You're more fluid. Use in and out motion. Don't just sit there and trade with this big, strong, powerful fighter.
Harvey Hara cleaning the debris. Thompson's blue corner. Now both fighters up to scratch, round number two. Forward straight line movement off of scratch for Thompson. There's the right hand from Cheklinski, could not land it. Clean right hand from Thompson.
And that's what Thompson should do. Stick and move. Don't stay in front of your opponent. Ooh.
Big right hand. Thompson threw it naked and sharp, and he landed flush. Left hook just off the mark.
I mean, no matter how hard he gets hit, Cheklinski just keeps coming forward.
Big right hand. And time called. That is ruled a push down by Harvey Hara, not a knockdown. There's the soft warning to Thompson from Hara. Pushing down Cheklinski, time in. Round two resumes with a big right hand from Thompson. Cheklinski still trying to time that right hand, nearly did so there. Straighter punches from Thompson. Deep swelling under Thompson's left eye as Cheklinski lands the right hand. Both fighters opening up, throwing very big here in round number two with 65 seconds remaining in the second round. Huge right hand and another. Cheklinski trying to seize back the momentum in this fight. Framing in the neck of Thompson was David Cheklinski.
And Thompson has got to finish this fight soon because that eye is swelling up badly.
Thompson off the jab. Cheklinski left hook. 40 seconds remaining, round 2. Short right hand. Duck under from Jake Linsky, left hook from Thompson on the entry to the mid-range. Left hand on the right hand. Half tie plumb and heavy for Carl Thompson, overhand right. Big exhale from Jake Linsky. Jake Linsky, naked right hand.
Jake Linsky's just getting hit with all kinds of punches, but man, you can't even tell by looking at his face.
Left hook just before the bell, that landed flush as we move to round 3.
I mean, Jake Linsky is hurt. However, you have to worry about the swelling on Thompson's face. On that left eye, it's almost swollen shut. They're gonna have to do some work with that cut work, get that in swell on to slow the pace of that eye swelling up. And all that energy being used by Jake Linsky early, using that massive amount of power and all that muscle, that wears you down. You can tell how tired he is getting ready to start this 3rd round. So that's why I never would be that big and strong. You could tell, I mean, I could have been, I didn't want to, because that wears you out. All that muscle takes oxygen, and that oxygen, man, you only have so much you can utilize. That lactic acid buildup, and you really gas out and slow down.
Let's go!
BK lean and fluid 170 worked exceedingly well for you, Chris.
And the end just, massive shots being thrown and landed.
Both Carl Thompson, Jake Linsky landing thunderous punches in round number 2. To round number 3 we go.
And I mean, geez, the way that Jake Linsky just keeps coming in, not getting quite to where he needs to be. He needs to throw some jabs before he just throws those right hands.
Jake Linsky continues to try to time that right hand. Left hook, there's the right hand from Thompson on the 1-2. Thompson 1-2-3. To the body, to the head goes Carl Thompson. Jake Linsky on his back foot. Now coming forward off the jab. A push down, somewhat theatrical on the somersault, and ruled a slip by Harvey Hara.
Good cartwheel or somersault, whatever you want to call it.
Rear right uppercut loaded up by Jake Linsky. Decided not to throw it mid-flight. Big right hand from Thompson. 1:10 remaining, round 3.
Jake Linsky does have a great chin, though. He's taking massive shots.
Right hand again from Thompson. Both fighters continue to land and indeed take thunderous blows. Thunderous left hand, right hand from Thompson. Jake Linsky in all sorts of trouble. Suddenly Carl Thompson can see the finish line, trying to reach it here in round 3. Another right hand, and down goes Jake Linsky.
And I don't know if he has the energy to get up. Nope.
That is it! And Carl Thompson just keeps on rolling in BKFC. He's now 3-0.
And Thompson was very fortunate to get out of that fight with the win, with that eye swelling up the way it was. That just shows the power of Jake Linsky, because, man, he didn't land that many shots. They did damage.
The pull, Jake Linsky in his BKFC debut showed huge power. He showed phenomenal durability. But Carl Thompson, relentless with long, hard, straight punches to the head. The knockdown to the knockout in round number 3.
And that wasn't Thompson's game plan. It wasn't to go out there and bang with this guy. It's to control the range, control when and where the fight happens. He got drug into a slugfest that he actually won.
Jake Linsky is in possession of an extremely entertaining style. Carl Thompson readjusted, showed his class to the victory. Our strike stats presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
And look at that percentage, 74% for Carl Thompson. That's phenomenal. Just landing at will, and Jake Linsky just took so many of those shots and kept coming. That was a fun fight.
Referee Harvey Hara stops this fight at 1 minute 25 seconds into round number 3. Your winner via TKO, Carl the Wasp Thompson.
And Thompson showing he can win by decision, he can win by knockout. This guy just keeps getting better. He can win anywhere you need him to win in this fight.
Most definitely not without adversity for Carl Thompson in victory. David Cheklinski, a very entertaining, wide open, power punching style. The Pole Cheklinski had his moments, but the Englishman Carl Thompson showing resiliency, showing strategy, clean punches, heavy on the inside, the knockdown to referee Alan Jackson telling both fighters to toe the line. The bell around number 1. Blue trunks for Lee Brown, white trunks for Rob Boardman. With the head chancery position for Boardman, and immediately draws the separation, the restart, the reset from Alan Jackson. Brown 6'5" to Boardman's 5'10". Hard entry from Boardman. Half-tie plumb snatch by Brown, back to the outside. Heavy again to the inside comes Rob Boardman.
And Boardman can see that he feels like that right hand is not being kept up high enough. For Brown, he wants to utilize that left hook.
Full jab on the entry from Boardman. Double unders from Lee Brown. Separation again from referee Alan Jackson. 1:10 remaining, round number 1. Hard jab from Boardman. Staying on the outside, check left hook, catching Boardman as he entered. Heavy clinch again. Early stages, Chris, you can see Boardman trying to be very heavy, very physical with his upper body in the clinch.
And tires the opponent out. It doesn't seem like you would do that much on the inside, pushing and pulling, being heavy on your opponent, but that really wears you out.
Jab entry again for Boardman. Brown staying on the outside, trying to time the entries. There's a big left hand. Left-hander reply from Lee Brown on the inside. Holding the overhook against the separation. 25 seconds remaining, round 1. Hard to the body goes Rob Boardman. Half-tie plumb held by Brown, tried to time the right uppercut. Walk forward pressure again from Rob Boardman. Brown taking himself to the outer edges of the BKFC ring. Circling on the outside, Lee Brown. Switch stands for Rob Boardman on the entry. Big left hook. That ends the first round.
And that is the punch that Boardman's really trying to target in this fight, that left hook. He feels like Brown is dropping that right hand. When he ducks down, the left hand is there. I can really see him really targeting that left hand to try and hit the right side of Lee Brown. Brown's got to make sure he's keeping that right hand up. Every time he feels that right hand is not in position, put it right on the chin, and as your opponent lands on that on the hand, you have to be able to counter him, because you know if he's throwing that left hand, it's not there to block. So once you catch that punch that he's throwing, fire back with your own right hand.
Seconds out called. We are set for round number 2 here in Coventry. We are in the cruiserweight division. 2 Englishmen, Lee Brown versus Rob Boardman. Number 2 underway. Immediately active with that lead hand from orthodox Lee Brown.
It seemed like he has more than a 2-inch reach advantage with that long jab. If I'm Lee Brown, I'm throwing the jab early and often.
Boardman trying to time just that, the leaping entry left hook. Good turn from Lee Brown. Brown to the head. Brown heavy to the body. Separation from Jackson. Brown really using the rangefinder jab, but he's turning over the jab as well. There's the double jab to the body for Boardman.
There's 2 ways you can use that jab. You can use it just to find out where your opponent is, keep the range, then look to throw that right hand, or you can look to do damage. If you step in and really put power into that bare knuckle, it can be a deciding factor.
Two-way jab for Boardman. Boardman again to the entry point. 55 seconds remaining, round 2. Chris, this is the quintessential range fight. We thought nothing less. Brown wants to stay long. Boardman wants to be on the inside.
Well, Brown's doing a fantastic job, and when it does get inside, he clinches. He's not going to let his opponent sit inside and use those shorter arms to do damage.
Forward pressure from Boardman. Right hand on the exit after the jab entry. The left hook for Brown, not there. Over the neck. Almost a snap down. Ruled a slip immediately by Alan Jackson.
But I like what Boardman did right there. He pushed his opponent down. It's tiring getting back up. It takes energy. It's deflating. It messes with you mentally.
There's a left hand, right hand, left hook to the body from Boardman. Late here in round number 2, Boardman again to the body. Double underhooks from Lee Brown. Left hook just before the bell that ends the second round.
And you can see it's clear, it's visible at this point. Lee Brown looking a little bit more fatigued than his opponent, getting tired. This could be just due to a lot of factors, but it could be the fact that Boardman is being very physical. You talked about that earlier, being physical on the inside. It takes so much oxygen to get to the muscles when you're in there and you're pushing your opponent. If you have a lot of muscle, it tires you out. So Boardman pushing his opponent doesn't seem like it's doing that much, but it's wearing your opponent out. Lee Brown is feeling that effect right now.
Show sportsmanship, a touch of hands. Now round number 3. Double jab from Lee Brown. And Lee Brown 6'5", Rob Boardman listed at 5'10". That's accentuated because of the very long upright stance of Lee Brown, and also the duck unders of Rob Boardman. Good left hook from Boardman.
That punch he was targeting early, he understands that left hand is going to be there.
And back to the jab.
And look where Lee Brown's right hand is. It's not up by the chin, it's down low.
Double jab from Boardman. Under from Lee Brown. Over the neck, that draws the separation from Alan Jackson. 70 seconds remaining, round 3. There's playfulness from Boardman, keeping his left hand, you see, below his waistline. I believe that's with the intent to bait in Lee Brown.
Lee Brown, he's not even worried about that right hand from Lee Brown coming.
Head movement from Boardman on the entry. Brown staying long, big exhale from Rob Boardman. Brown on the duck under. Left hand landing through, left to the body, and that sends Lee Brown to the canvas.
I think this might be exhaustion for Lee Brown. He's tired, he's getting hit with some decent shots.
Brown up from the body, shot at 6, the mandatory 8 count, right back to it. We'll see if Boardman goes hard for the finish now. Final seconds, round number 3.
If I'm Boardman, I'm going hard to the body.
Left hook on the step away from Lee Brown. Boardman still coming forward. Duck under, right hand to the body. Next stop, round 4.
And the body English says everything. Lee Brown doesn't really want to be out there anymore. You see that left hand, his head left to the body. That hook that set up that damage. Boardman knew it early in the fight. He knew that left hand was going to be there. It's been there all night. When he's been able to land it, it's done a lot of damage to Lee Brown. Lee Brown has to start going back to that jab, really trying to control the reins and set up that right hand. He's not even worried about it as Boardman. He knows it's not coming.
Alan Jackson telling Lee Brown, time to come up to scratch. Exit your corner. Both men up to scratch. Round number 4 underway. Carefully turning over that entry left hook. Now on the back pedal with the double jab for Lee Brown. Double jab right back. Forward it comes Rob Boardman. Boardman on the hook, duck under from Brown. It's a good, clean left hand from Boardman.
And you can tell Lee Brown did not like that at all.
Boardman with that head movement to the mid-range, to the body, and knockdown number 2.
And you saw that coming. You could tell by the look on Lee Brown's face. He backed up. I don't know if he wants any more of this fight.
Alan Jackson breaks off his count, and the victory for Rob Boardman. Now 2-0 in BKFC.
You can see Lee Brown taking some shots. He was already frustrated from an earlier shot. He backed up, and you could just tell by the look on his face, he was going to go down as soon as the next punch landed. Boardman did a good job of just methodically picking his opponent apart. Didn't rush anything, waited for the right time, didn't take much damage. Very slow, very methodical. A good fight, a good learning process for Boardman.
You are with us live from BKFC 64s. Tonight we are making our debut in Coventry, presented commercial-free by Bucked Up Energy Drink. Nice moment between Rob Boardman and his opponent Lee Brown. Rob Boardman now 2-0 in BKFC, 6-0 overall in the sport of bare knuckle, and he is 6-0 in pro boxing. Good, intelligent, consistent pressure from Rob Boardman. 2 knockdowns to the finish. Both knockdowns produced by heavy inside body shots, Chris, from Rob Boardman.
Getting that left hook often, waited for the right time, went to the body. Even the jab started landing there too.
Here's Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Alan Jackson, steps in, calling a stop to this fight at 47 seconds into round number 4. For your winner by TKO, Rob Grant.
Round number 1. White trunks for the Pole, Bartolome Cruel. Red and white trunks for the Englishman, Pick Jardine. The right hand duck under into the clinch goes Bartolome Cruel. At the end of the underhook, separation from Alan Jackson, right back to it. There's the right hand, big right hand on the inside, now the left hand. Huge shot from the pocket, but Jardine throwing back. Cruel landing the right hand, another right hand on the exit. Strong sequence for Bartolome Cruel. Heavy pressure again. Jardine now circling out, bouncing off the ring rope. Double left hand, counter right hand from Jardine.
Jardine has taken those punches very well. I'm surprised he didn't go down with those shots.
Cruel on the duck under, overhook snatched by Bartolome Cruel. Separation good from Alan Jackson, keeping this fight moving. In the middleweight division, our co-main event, a right hand from Bartolome Cruel. Left hand, another left hand from Cruel. Goes back against the ring ropes. Jardine trying to throw in turn.
Jardine looked hurt there for just a second. I cannot believe he's taking these shots.
Cruel just walked through a right hand. Big shots now, body and head with the left hand from the pole, Bartolome Cruel. Right uppercuts to the body, left to the head from Cruel. Jardine trying to counter this back against the corner cushion, but takes that left hand from Cruel.
Jardine's looking tired. He's going to be careful. He's not going to punch himself out. A lot of emotion going on in this first round.
On the uppercut right hand. 25 seconds remaining, round number 1. Bouncing the step of Jardine.
But look at the mouth wide open for Jardine.
Heavy on the neck from the half tie plum goes Jardine. The separation from Cruel into the mid-range. That's swelling under Cruel's right eye. Back under from Cruel, left hand. Left hand again. Jardine walked through that. Jardine straight right hand, left to the body. There's the bell. That ends round number 1.
That was a ferocious pace. I don't think either guy can keep that up. Jardine, especially him being in his first BKFC, there's a little bit more adrenaline and a little bit more emotion. He's got to control that. His mouth is already wide open. He's got to slow the pace down just a little bit because, man, that was a fast pace. And here, right at the beginning, look at those shots being landed by Cruel. Well, geez, and by Jardine.
No defense for Pick Jardine, Chris. Continually throwing punches with his back against the ring ropes and later against the corner cushion.
Obviously in very good shape.
From a neutral perspective, which we always are, that was an outstanding round number one. Very entertaining. Round number two. See the footwork of Pick Jardine. Trying to find his timing on the entry. Short left hand from Jardine. Chest to chest goes Bartolome Cruel. Shot from Jardine, the warning from Alan Jackson. We fight on left hand, right hand.
A ton of punches being thrown in that first round. Both guys landed at a high rate.
Left hand getting through from Jardine. Duck under now from Jardine. Head chancery position. There's the separation from Jackson. Jardine on the jab, right hand from Cruel. Jardine chest to chest, right hand. Up jab, left hand from Cruel on the turn. Resetting from the southpaw.
Jardine is starting to look like the fresher fighter. I thought he might gas himself out in that first round. He's recovered well.
Now it's Cruel with his back against the ring ropes, trying to counter, stepping forward into the clinch. Jardine. Heavy from the half-tie bump goes Jardine to the body. Alan Jackson nearly stepped in. More big shots, and there is the knockdown. Here's the mandatory 8 count. Given the Cruel, and he is up at the count of 8 from Alan Jackson. 30 seconds remaining, round 2. Left hand on the counter from Cruel. Jardine now cut outside of his left brow. He is swinging big. Off the canvas, Bartolome Cruel is swinging big. 15 seconds remaining, round 2. Left hand from Cruel. Diversionary jab on the turn after Jardine through the diversion. Right hand from Pick Jardine. We are through 2 rounds.
And at the end of that little exchange, you saw Jardine look down at his right hand. Hopefully it's not bothering him with the fact that he can't continue to throw it. Man, this is a war. Here's a look at that knockdown. It looked like he pushed him down. And then, okay, that was a push down, but then that was a knockdown. Didn't even look like that hard of a punch, but it might have been just accumulation over the entire course of that round. More of a knee. Looked like it was taken by Cruel. He might have just been tired there because, man, these guys have been going at it.
Jackson keeping Bartolome Cruel in his corner. Jackson not yet ready to call Cruel and Jardine up to scratch. He does so now. 3 feet apart as we start round number 3. Jardine left hand, left hook right back from Bartolome Cruel. Entering right hand from Pick Jardine. Jardine flurrying now to the head, to the body. There's the right uppercut. More big shots, left hand from Pick Jardine. Cruel cut, top of his right brow. Overhand right from Jardine on a strong sequence. Knockdown number 2.
Jardine is just all over Cruel right now. Cruel's hurt. I don't think he's getting up.
The count of 10 reached, and a phenomenal bare-knuckle fighting championship debut for Pick Jardine.
And I hope people did not listen to me when I made my pick. Cruel has been nothing short of phenomenal for us, and he was a huge favorite. This is what we're talking about when we have the Prospect Series. New guys coming in, something that people see. They know these fighters are going to be great. We've been blessed today with a great card. Everybody's been phenomenal. Everybody's been fighting hard. That's all we ask for.
Bartolome Cruel entered 3-0 in BKFC in this co-main event middleweight fight versus Pic Jardine. And Jardine settled into his rhythm, showed his punching power, especially from the clinch, from the pocket, and from the mid-range. 2 knockdowns to the KO win for the Englishman, Pic Jardine.
And I talked about being in there in the corner of Nick Terrell being in his corner. I said it doesn't mean everything, but it definitely means something. You've been around this sport, you understand, you've been in the gym where the champ is out of, where he's fighting, where he's training. It just gives you not only a level of confidence, probably a level of understanding when you get in the square circle for the first time.
You can see the pull. Bartolome Cruel absolutely devastated, taking his first loss now in 4 BKFC bouts. Pic Jardine just relentless volume, accuracy, and power to the finish. And a nice moment now between these two very talented fighters.
And you could tell there was a little bit of an adrenaline dump at the end of the first round. Jardine had his mouth open, he looked tired, he had to catch his second win. Luckily, he was able to do that. And once he caught that second win, man, he just pushed through and really pushed the pace the entire fight. He was bouncing around, he was ready to go.
We go to Haas right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 35 seconds of round number 3. Your winner by TKO, the Mullet
Match. Final words from referee Chris Batcheldor. The fighters reset by Batcheldor in their respective corners. Now back up to scratch. They'll stand 3 feet apart. Round number 1. Green and white trunks for the South African, now based in the United States, Tommy Stratum. Black trunks for the Englishman from Manchester, John Spencer.
You can see Stratum already trying to use that reach advantage, control the range right from the beginning.
Lead left hook for Stratum now to the inside. Under over from Spencer. Ooh. Good refereeing from Batcheldor. Active clinch, heavy punches to the body from both men. On the turn, Stratum on the left hook. Driving forward with his left shoulder comes Tommy Stratum.
Good pressure applied by Stratum, but no punches were being thrown. That's why he broke him.
Hook jab from Stratum. Both fighters, as you see, in the center circle. Low crouching stance for Spencer. Entry left hand, right hand. Big swings to the pocket, now to the clinch for Stratum. Stratum sitting on that right hand. Heavy on the neck. There's the overhand right on the counter from John Spencer.
Spencer needs to not back straight up. He needs a circle out angle. If he just backs straight up, he's going to run those ropes every time, and that gives Stratum an advantage.
55 seconds remaining, round number 1. We are at 145 pounds. Now a lower stance for Tommy Stratum. Leaping left hook entry, hard right hand, now a right to the body, underhook from Spencer.
And the same thing, Spencer just continues to back himself right against the ropes. There's nowhere to go from there. Circle, angle.
We thought this would be a high-octane fight. It is thus far. Naked right hand from Stratum. Heavy feint on the feint step from Spencer. On the counter, ruled a slip immediately by Batcheldor. No complaint from Stratum, right back to it. Stratum on the feint, fast on the jab, looking for the entry. Here's the up jab, hard entry again from Tommy Stratum. Chris Batcheldor doing a good job refereeing, keeping this featherweight fight moving. Jab, left hook in reply, both punches off the mark. That ends round number 1.
That was a good round for Spencer. I think he feels very comfortable. He threw a lot of hard shots, landed a couple. Needs to work on not backing straight. That's where Stratum did his best work, pushing his opponents into the ropes, controlling the range. I think he smothered his punches a little bit. See if he can correct that in the next round.
Andy Davison, who was the chief second of the former BKFC heavyweight champion, fellow North English fighter, alongside John Spencer. Nick Terrell, no doubt watching tonight. Set for round number 2. Knuckle up from Bachelor, and round number 2 underway. Jab to the body from Stratum. There's the overhand right from Spencer, but that gap allows this, the entry from Tommy Stratum. Overhand right from Spencer, is continuing to throw big, but heavy forward pressure from the South African Tommy Stratum.
Spencer doing a good job of throwing these overhand rights that are landing, but
that's a right hook to the body that drops John Spencer. Now the mandatory 8 count given to Spencer by Chris Bachelor.
And that's just overwhelming pressure of Stratum just continuing to push forward.
Stratum, a very intelligent fighter. I don't think you will see any recklessness, but he is no doubt sensing that the end might be near. There's the right hand, left hand. More big shots to the body. On the reset from Bachelor. 1:10 remaining round 2. See Spencer sitting back, waiting to counter the entry of Stratum.
Absolutely switching stances, just waiting for the right time to unleash that left hand.
There's a big right hand, Stratum down, and that's ruled a slip by Bachelor. Smile on the face of Stratum as he gets up from that ruled slip. Jab, right hand again to the body. Rights to the head, more big shots, knockdown number 2.
It's those body shots that keep doing the damage. And the problem is Spencer just bends over and covers up his head, but he's leaving that body wide open.
John Spencer telling Bachelor he wants to continue. We will continue.
That's where Spencer, we keep talking about, he needs to use some lateral movement. He just stands right in front of his opponent. You're going to take these shots all day long. You cannot take those body shots.
Sitting on the ropes, but not ruled a knockdown by Bachelor.
That should be a knockdown.
And now this is ruled a slip. But under the unified rules, here's a 10 count off of the slip.
Oh, is that what that was? I thought he ruled a knockdown. Okay.
So Spencer sitting on the ropes, but ruled a slip. That's why he had 10 seconds. Now Spencer landing a huge overhand right just before the bell that ends round 2.
Huge round, obviously, for Stratum, but man, I mean, Spencer continues to land those overhand rights. Just not enough. He cannot continue to just back up, put his back against the ropes, cover the head, and bend over. You're opened up to those body shots, and you're going to keep getting hit with them all night long. And here, you can just see Spencer sitting on the ropes.
You see the indication from Chris Bachelor, not a knockdown, the push down, but then Spencer sitting on the bottom rope, not getting up immediately from Bachelor, thus Bachelor counting to 10. Had he reached the full 10, this fight would have been over. Yeah,
that's a rule that really is starting to enforce more often. If you slip and you don't get up, that is going to be started to be count as a 10 count, and if you don't get up, fight's over. That's what you said, Sean.
So officially 2 knockdowns, both right hands to the body of John Spencer. Recorded by Tommy Stratum in round number 2. To round number 3 we go. Left hand, right hand. More big right hands to the body.
I like how Spencer does continue to throw that right hand each time Stratum comes in. Another right hand landed.
Here's the overhand right from Spencer. He is finding that punch, but finding the right to the body again is Tommy Stratum. Knockdown number 3.
Nope.
Ruled as a slip by Chris Bachelor, and again you saw the pause by Spencer.
I think he keeps saying he's pushing him into that position.
Left hand, those are hard right hands. There's the overhand right on the counter from Spencer.
But Stratum has got to keep that left hand up. He continues to get hit with that overhand right.
See the abrasion under the right eye of John Spencer. 1:15 remaining, round 3. Stratum continuing to be fast and creative with the lead left hand. We're seeing straight jabs, hook jabs.
Spencer just waiting back for that right hand. He's waiting to counter every time a punch is coming. He's looking to land that right hand.
Now that right hand lands and produces this, the 3rd knockdown of the fight. .50 seconds remaining, round number 3. All 3 knockdowns recorded by Tommy Stratum in this fight from this position. Now make it 4, and that is it. Tommy Stratum now 4-0 in BKFC.
But it was not without some adversity. I thought Spencer did some great things, landed a lot of good hard right hands. Something that Stratum's going to have to work on, keeping that left hand up. but just getting more and more experience. This is what you have these fights for, to learn.
Tommy Stratum, one of the heaviest punchers in all of BKFC at 145 pounds. 4 knockdowns of John Spencer, officially ruled by referee Chris Batcheldor. 2 in round number 2, 2 here in round number 3 to the finish. And all 4, Chris, from essentially the same position in the clinch in the right hands to the body.
Yeah, he took what his opponent gave him, bend over. Don't waste time throwing shots to the head when they're blocking it. Take what he's giving you. The body was open. He landed those shots. Body work does so much damage in bare knuckle.
Kai Stewart, the undefeated BKFC featherweight world champion, no doubt watching this bout live tonight from his home in Great Falls, Montana. Tommy Stratum, very soft-spoken, very intelligent, and he is now 4-0 in BKFC. Here's Cyrus Fees.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight stops at 1 minute 18 seconds of round number 3. Your winner by way of TKO due to referee stoppage and still undefeated, Tommy the Farmer Stratum.
Round number 1. White and blue trunks for the Englishman Alan Comby. Black and gold trunks for the Pole, now based in Scotland, Oscar Schmeichel. See the wide open striking guard bouncing the step of Schmeichel. Heavier on the back foot is Comby. Comby off the hook jab. Fast straight jab to the face from Schmeichel. Comby coming forward, showing good head movement and doing so. Lead left hook. Pull. Hook by Comby.
Sean and I talk about how first fight, a lot of people don't seem to relax. Both these guys seem very relaxed in this fight.
Comby initiating that clinch. Inactive clinch. Immediate separation. Well done from Harvey Hare. Hard on the entry. There's the right hand from Comby. Baseball back grip. Trying to get the separation of Schmeichel. He does so. The push away from Comby. Right back to it. There's the 1-2 from Schmeichel. 65 seconds remaining, round number 1.
And you can definitely see a difference the way Schmeichel, very technical compared to Comby. Comby's just coming in throwing wild punches.
Off of the reset. Forward again comes Alan Comby. Overhand right, not there. There's the counter on the short check left hook from Schmeichel. 40 seconds remaining, round number 1. Push away again from Comby. Fast jab from Schmeichel. Comby looking for the level change. Up and down.
Comby just throwing himself off balance. Some of these shots.
There was a 2-3 on the delay. Alan Comby takes himself to the canvas on his right knee.
So we talk about that being a smart move sometimes. Let's see if it was today.
The count of 10 reach and victory for Oscar Schmeichel.
Comby felt something he did not like. You can just see the look in his face. He's telling the referee no mas. I don't know if he got his nose broken. Something he didn't like from that 2-punch combination.
It was a 2-3 and then the delay on the knockdown.
I mean, Comby did the right thing in my opinion. If you just stand there and trade, you're going to get knocked out. You have to give yourself a chance. Get an 8 count. Give yourself 10 seconds to try and recover. It wasn't able to happen in this situation.
Alan Comby was the aggressor through much of this fight. Oscar Schmeichel really showing his technical acumen. Excellent moving. He was keeping that, by design, very open striking guard, trying to time Alan Comby, and indeed he did to the finish.
Yeah, it was just that 2-punch combination, but it's difficult to fight a guy like Comby, coming with those wild punches from different angles. And be very, very careful that you don't get hit with one of those shots.
Nice moment of sportsmanship between Comby and the winner of this welterweight fight, Oscar Schmeichel. Here's Cyrus Fees.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight stops at 1:49 in round number 1. Your winner via TKO, Oscar Schmeichel.
Set for this heavyweight bout. Round number 1. White trunks for the Englishman, James Walker. Black trunks for the Pole, now based here in England, Jan Soletsky. Once in the step of Walker, immediately takes himself to the outside to start this heavyweight bout.
Probably where he should be, trying to make sure he's staying out of his opponent's range. Because you can already tell the way Seletsky's trying to get in range. We can throw that left hand.
Check hook from ortho for Walker. You see Seletsky sitting in southpaw, forearm shield with his lead right hand. Good pull from Seletsky off the Walker jab. See the pairing of Jan Seletsky.
Walker just throwing that jab out. He's waiting to throw the right.
Well, jab from Walker. That was fast and sharp getting through. There's that high forearm shield guard of Seletsky once more.
Seletsky's going to have to step outside that lead foot and try and land that straight left hand.
Walker looking very fluid, trying to be very active with that lead left hand from ortho. Overhand right, counter right hand from Seletsky. 50 seconds remaining round one. Fast jab from Walker.
Very impressed with the jab of Walker. Very smooth, very accurate.
Call for action from referee Chris Batcheldor. Short right hand on cue from Walker.
And Walker really needs to get outside that lead foot and throw the straight left. If he just stands in front of his opponent, he doesn't have the reach, he doesn't have the range. He's just target practice.
Trying to land that right hand off the pull two was James Walker, couldn't do so. Good step in by Seletsky into the clinch. Separation from Batcheldor. Late here in round number one. There's the 10-second clack. And fighting continues.
See Walker just trying to set up that two.
Overhand right, not there. Right hand just before the bell from Seletsky that ends the opening round.
And it's interesting the way Walker, he's not throwing that straight two. He's throwing it almost like a hook. Maybe that's a different angle. Maybe it'll throw his opponent off, but usually when they throw that two, it's usually straight down the pipe, especially against a southpaw when you're right-handed. Seletsky, he has to figure out a way to get past this long jab. And the best way by doing that is he's parrying it well, but he has to make sure he steps deep outside of that lead foot, close to his body, and just throw the straight left down the pipe. It's all about that lead foot. Whoever gets outside is doing the most damage, who's winning, who has the right angle.
Seconds out called. Round number two upcoming. Standing room only here at Walker Activity Dome in Newcastle, England. Round number two. Slightly forward off of scratch comes James Walker. Bouncing the step of Seletsky, and now time called by Batcheldor. Stray finger in the eye of Walker.
Let's see if that was a finger or if it was a knuckle, that's a legal punch.
Walker asking Seletsky to acknowledge the errant finger into his left eye. Now a thumbs up from Walker. 5 minutes on the injury clock. Here's the medical assessment. Very rare eye poke in BKFC.
That's why I was wondering, was it a knuckle, was it a finger? But you see, I mean, Seletsky doesn't seem to be arguing.
In this 5-minute medical timeout, the assessment of the left eye of James Walker here in round number two. There's the medical clearance. We will resume the second round. Right back to it, time in. Lead hook not through, long jab now from Walker. Walker continuing, Chris, to try to stay extremely active with that lead left hand.
Just keep it moving, not letting his opponent close that distance. Every time he tries to get close, moves out of the way.
A right hook landed from Walker. Seletsky now resetting on his strike line. Fast jab, hook jab from Walker.
Seletsky has got to start trying to get inside a little bit more. He's staying outside and just trying to play his opponent's game. If he tries to close that gap, get inside, that's his best chance.
To this point in the fight, now 35 seconds remaining, round number two. James Walker showing very good fluidity and movement, and time called for the second time here in round number two by Chris Batcheldor.
Might be a first when we have both guys getting eye poked in the same round.
And a stray finger, errantly, unintentionally from James Walker into the left eye of the pole, Jan Seletsky. 5 minutes again on the injury clock, and again, the medical assessment.
You can see the fingers there. The hand was open in that situation.
Chris, we'll go 50, 60 fights in BKFC without an eye poke. We've had one apiece here in round number 2. Time in once more. Both fighters first Walker and then Soletsky, taking an errant stray unintentional finger into the eye. There's the jab from Walker. Then Soletsky from southpaw using that high forearm shield guard.
But he's not stepping in and throwing power shots. He's staying outside, just trying to play his opponent's game.
Soletsky looking for the level change. Continuing to bounce. Walker continuing to flow on the outside right hand. The idea was there, the punch did not get through. It was well timed and blocked by Soletsky.
And let's see if Walker keeps doing the right hook. Let's see if at some point he doesn't turn it into that straight right.
Slightly more forward pressure now from Jan Soletsky. Late here in round number 2, counter right hand from Walker. Left hook, right hand. That ends round number 2.
You see the pace down the stretch of that round. It really started to pick up. I think both guys are understanding their timing, starting to open up a little bit more. Definitely feel like Walker feels very confident with what he's doing. He's keeping his range well. He's moving well. Staying on that bike, making sure he's not stationary to let Soletsky land in those hard shots.
No reckless moments, no reckless exchanges. Through the opening 2 rounds of this heavyweight fight, James Walker versus Jan Soletsky. BKFC debut for both men. Round number 3 underway. There's the right hand from Walker, but not fully through. Level change on the jab from Soletsky. Hard left hand to the right to the body.
So you can see Soletsky right now, he's trying to put on a little bit more pressure. I think he feels he's not doing what he needs to do to win this fight.
Noticeably here in round number 3, Soletsky is turning up the aggression, turning up the forward pressure.
He's getting a little bit closer, but he's still not throwing many shots.
Soletsky just looked to Bachelor fight on from referee Chris Bachelor. More forward pressure from the fighter from Poland, now based in England, Jan Soletsky. Jab to the body from the Englishman, James Walker. Mulligan to work, call for more action from referee Chris Bachelor. He did that in round number 1. Left hook not there, left hook not there, right back in reply from Soletsky. Time called by Bachelor.
Tell him to make a fist. You cannot have those hands open.
This is a 1-point deduction.
That was pretty rapid. He must have been giving him some hard warnings that I wasn't able to hear.
So here in round number 3, Chris Bachelor deducting a point from Jan Soletsky. That's what's called persistent infringement. It's the same small foul repeatedly. The extended fingers.
Well, I mean, let's see if that makes Soletsky really turn it up. He has to know he's probably losing this fight. He needs to really do something different to change the tide.
And the left hook, left hand right back. Fast jab. And hand not getting through. Soletsky has been very deft at blocking that big right hand of Walker continuously throughout this fight. Now 15 seconds remaining round 3.
And he's blocked it, but he hasn't even thrown much significant himself.
Soletsky forward again, jab to the body. Walker staying on the outside. Jab to the body again from Jan Soletsky. With the right hand, left hand. Right hand just before the bell as we are through 3 rounds.
Once again, Soletsky, he has to have a sense of urgency for these last 2 rounds. He has to figure out how he can step in with that left hand, land some power shots. He's trying to out-jab his opponent right now, and even if you do, you're probably down, especially after losing that point. Hands wide open. It didn't even really land, but I think the referee's just tired of telling him, make a fist.
We are, of course, under the unified rules of bare-knuckle fighting. And under these rules, a fighter cannot legally extend their fingers forwards towards the face, towards the eyes of their opponent. So Soletsky deducted a point by referee Chris Batcheldor for continual extending illegally his fingers into the face of his opponent James Walker in round number 3. To round number 4 we go. A 1-point deduction, Chris, might mean everything and might mean nothing in this card. And hand off the mark from Walker. Right hand again, and again that is blocked deftly by Jan Soletsky. With a high forearm from Soletsky, continuing jab to the body.
Like you say, Soletsky does a good job of trying to get in with that jab, but he needs to follow it up with the 2, follow up with that left hand.
25 remaining, round 4 of this heavyweight bout.
Neither one of these guys are throwing many combinations. It's one punch at a time.
Walker from the opening of this fight as he takes that big right hand from Soletsky. Has tried to stay moving, stay circling, stay fluid on the outside, fully use his reach and range advantage. Soletsky into the mid-range, landing that right hand.
And you can see Soletsky is feeling that sense of urgency. He knows he's down. He has to come and do something different in this next 2 rounds.
Right hand, left hand, right hand. Effective from Walker.
Good combination.
Hook jab not there from Walker. Slight abrasion under Soletsky's right eye. Rear right uppercut on the entry from Walker. That was creative. With pressure again from Jan Soletsky. 30 seconds remaining, round 4.
I know we talked about it in one of the other fights. It's just the way Walker, he's not backing straight up, he's moving laterally. Makes it much more difficult.
Forward pressure again, hands high for Jan Soletsky. Late hitter in round number 4. Right hand, left hook. Good head movement from Soletsky, avoiding that left hand on the right hand of Walker. To the bell and the clinch, we move to the 5th and final round.
And Walker threw some good combinations in that round. I think that was what the difference was for him. He's able to land a couple hard combinations, open his opponent up. Easy to block one punch. When you throw that second and third, those are the ones that tend to get through.
From the north of England. These are 2 BKFC debuters. James Walker versus Jan Soletsky. To the body from Soletsky. There's the right hand hard on the entry.
More combinations for Walker, exactly what he needs to do.
Hook jab from James Walker. Walker to this point in the fight, Chris, done an outstanding job of ring and range control. It doesn't necessarily win you a round or a fight, but it's been effective.
He continually maintains his range where he can land shots. Soletsky's not been able to get inside where he could utilize his powerful shots.
Hand trapped in the left hand, a complaint from Walker, but we fight on. Fair play, says referee Chris Batcheldor. That was a Chris Lights Out Lytle-esque hand trap. You can trap the hand, you just cannot grip and hold your opponent's hand or wrist. Right hand, left hook. 45 seconds remaining in this heavyweight fight. Rangefinder jab from Walker. Seletsky trying to work back into the mid-range.
We'll say Walker does move very well for a guy who's 6'6".
Walker naked too, not there as he opened his chest, left hook. Good head movement again from Seletsky. Overhand right, partially through. Left hand. Stretch drive now of this heavyweight fight. In continual hand fighting, orthodox of Walker, southpaw Seletsky. Seletsky again into the mid-range. Walker on the jab, hands low, right hand off the 1-2. That is the end of the fight.
Felt like Walker did a great job of controlling the range the entire fight. Seletsky was never able to get in where he could land those meaningful shots. Tried to out-jab his opponent from time to time, but just wasn't active enough in my opinion.
Our three judges scoring ringside here in Newcastle have been assigned by the ISKA. As you now think about the three judges' scorecards, go back to round number 3. It was Seletsky, a 1-point deduction for continual. Fingers extended towards the face and eyes of his opponent, James Walker. Docked a point in round 3 by Chris Batcheldord. And again, Chris, on the three judges' scorecards, that could mean nothing. It could mean everything in this fight. Our strike stats are presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
You can see a lot more punches being thrown, a few more landed. Both guys had a pretty high accuracy rate. You didn't see, I mean, there just wasn't a lot of really meaningful shots landed. I thought the ones that were landed were by Walker.
The tallying of the three ISKA assigned judges' scorecards continues. Chris, as you and I so often say, although the last time we said it, it was in the 1%, but 99% of the time, on an extended delay, it means something other than a unanimous decision. To end all suspense, we send it to Cyrus Fees.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard for a decision. All 3 judges see it the same, 50-44 for your winner by unanimous decision, James Walker!